Henri Matisse, red sky, is also okay. A young man was lying down on a hospital bed. He received surgery for appendicitis a few days ago. A nurse came into the ward, calling out his name. "Mr. Henri Matisse, it's time for your shot." As hearing that, young Matisse frowned. "Not another shot. I can't wait to get out of the hospital." The nurse injected the hypodermic needle in indifference without a hesitation. And Matisse's scream filled the ward. "Ah!" the nurse told him off in a still face. "Don't be a baby. This is one of the least painful ones." "Where in the world are there not painful shots?" Matisse talked back. But the nurse did not care, took the syringe, and left the ward. Matisse rubbed his butt cheek and muttered to himself, "Disc! That nurse is not nice to me and gives me specifically painful shots." Then Matisse looked at the patient next to him. That patient was reading a book silently. "Hey, what is that book that you're reading?" Then he looked at Matisse and answered, "This is a collection of paintings. Paintings of famous artists are in it." Matisse was curious at once. No, in fact, he was so bored of living in hospital, he wanted to talk with someone. "Then are you a painter as well?" The patient shook his head. "No, I just like art. I sometimes paint for a hobby, though." At that, Matisse remembered what happened several days ago. The day when it was sunny, the patient was holding a white paper by the ward window and was drawing something. Matisse wanted to see what he had drawn. "If it isn't asking too much, can I have a look at your drawings?" The patient shied away at his request, but as Matisse insisted consistently, he reluctantly pulled out a bunch of paper. The most recent one was the view from the ward that seemed to be drawn a few days before. "This is it, that you drew a few days ago." As Matisse thumbed through the bunch one by one, his face started to blush. As he flipped the last page, Matisse exclaimed out in appreciation, "Oh, they are very good. I don't know much about art, but they make me very relaxed." "You are too kind. Thanks for appreciating my art so much." Since then, the two befriended each other. Matisse was now exposed to the world he did not know before. Matisse borrowed various books from the other patient. The boring time in the hospital started to fly. "I have been studying law all my life. I am working as a scribe in a lawyer's office." Matisse continued as he was talking about his life. "But I want to quit studying law. I want to become an artist after learning painting." The other patient encouraged him as well. A few days later, Matisse left the hospital after the recovery. Then, 2 years later, he left his job and went to Paris to officially learn art. Although he was a little late, his talent soon bloomed. His sense of color surprised his tutor. "You cannot be put in a box. You have abundant imagination while expressing in simple colors and shapes." Because of this individuality, the tutor had high hopes for Matisse. But as time grew, one problem occurred. It was poverty. He married early, so he needed more money, but after quitting his job in the lawyer's office, he could not find a proper job. The savings started to run out quickly. His wife said to him, who was deeply worried, "Honey, I will make the living. You go ahead. Be the painter that you want to be." Matisse choked up from her unexpected kind words. She opened a hat store. It specialized in ladies' hats, and it was a great hit. Therefore, Matisse did not have to worry about income anymore, and she modeled for him whenever she had time. "Thank you so much, my darling. I will work hard to become a great artist so that I can repay you." He was not bluffing. He soon became the center of European art world. As he was going over mid-30s, he started to establish his own artistic tendency. His simple but colorful paintings drew many people's attention. Also, he broke down the stereotypes painters had. The picture does not have to depict the reality as it is. What does this mean? When people wondered, Matisse questioned them in return. "What is the color of the sky?" People answered back in one voice, "The sky is blue, as in sky blue." Then Matisse asked again, grinning, "Then is it wrong to paint the sky red?" It made people dumbfounded, but that was what Matisse thought of color. As a matter of fact, he painted sky red and people's faces green. The most important thing in a painting is the thoughts and emotions of the painter. Therefore, any object should not be restrained in a fixed colorization. His opinion shocked other artists. Few others started to follow his artistic views. To use primary colors in such bold manners, they are like painters who paint like a horde of beasts. Following the assessment of the critics, people called the artists that were like Matisse Fauvism artists.